Hi, I'm here today with my friend Brian White, and Brian has an interesting life, many interesting stories, and he's going to share several of them with us today. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you, Gary. As you know, I'm Brian White. I'm a police sergeant for the Metro Transit Police Department. But here at Brook Hill, I have a couple of jobs. I'm on the Board of Trustees, and I'm also one of the adult leaders for our youth group. My story getting here is, a little bit different. When I was younger, my parents didn't go to church. My dad worked a couple of jobs, and the only time I went to church is when I actually went to my grandmother's house, Nanny Baker. We went to a Lutheran church in Dallas. So there's kind of, that's what I learned about God. I learned a little bit about Jesus. Not a whole lot. I didn't know a whole lot of the stories. So that was sort of like, the mustard seed. So as, got a little older, got, busier, went, going with school. And, going through, high school, stuff like that. I, got a job and visited Nanny less, so I went to, it became that I didn't even go to church at all. I thought about it, but just never, never went. When I was going through, going through high school, stuff like that, and I was, was coming up on a decision whether to go to college or go to the military. I had a conversation with some people who I thought they were supposed to love me, and I was told that because my oldest brother, who was smarter than me, didn't make it through college, that they weren't going to waste the money on me. And that's exactly how I was told. And there were some other things that were going on, and I didn't have a very good self-esteem. And it actually came to the point where I thought about committing suicide. Actually, I went further than that. I actually had it all planned out. And on the day I was going to do it, my day I was going to kill myself, all these thoughts came out of nowhere, started pouring in my head about all these other people who thought, who liked me, who always had complimentary things to say, and I started thinking about them.
How old were you at that time?
I was 16, 17.
16, okay.
And, I had no idea that they just came out of nowhere. So, obviously, I didn't do it, and I decided that I was going to focus on that. I went to the military, and I actually excelled, which kind of surprised those that had made those earlier comments. But I excelled in the military part of it, but as far as life, I started drinking. I had, at first it was just kind of just to be social, kind of fit in. And then it got to be even more, drinking more, from just a couple beers to a six-pack to a case. And just started, dating, but it was like it would be good for the moment, but it never was really satisfying, neither the alcohol nor the girls. They just couldn't find, kind of bouncing around, almost like a leaf caught in the stream, just kind of
Okay.
bouncing down. Desert Shield, their storm came along, and remember a quote from, I can't remember who said it, but they said there's no atheist in foxholes, and so I thought that was kind of funny. I did want to back up. When I did go into the military and went to basic training, we had opportunity to go to church every Sunday. And I did go a couple of times, but when I went, I wasn't going for the right reasons, because basically it was just a break to get away from the drill side, stuff like that. And I didn't feel that that was right. I felt that that was kind of disrespecting God. And it just, so we had, like I said, with Desert Shield, Desert Storm came up, and during that time we came across some bunkers, my squad. The squad I was assigned to, I was attached, and so I was attached. The squad leader picked me to go search the bunkers. I'm kind of a large guy to go searching the bunkers. They had several other guys that were smaller framed and would have been better suited, but Sergeant Joseph picked me. Well, I started going into a big command bunker in the middle, and I realized I had left my flashlight with my backpack. Well, attached to us that day was our chaplain, the battalion chaplain, Captain Charles. He was from Tennessee. When I said I don't have my flashlight, he said, don't worry. He said, I have mine. And I remember him shining it over my left shoulder as I was going into the bunker. And I didn't realize it at the time, but that was God there with me. It wasn't until years later that I realized that, but it was darkness where I was going into, but the light led my way, and I found, cleared the bunker safely. And then, unfortunately, like I said, I didn't realize that that was God taking care of me. And, after the war, I went kind of back, same thing I was doing, drinking and having serial dating, I guess is what they would call it now. But then it came up to where I was getting ready to re-enlist or get out of the Army. It was coming that time. Wasn't, quite sure what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a family, but I didn't know if I wanted to have, the career. It was that kind of a decision. I really enjoyed the military, but if I was going to have a family, that's not the kind of life I wanted to have. Yeah. So I did ask God about that. I don't know why. Very rarely had conversations with him.
So you were asking him which way, family or re-enlist?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I don't really know. I'm sure he answered, but I think because there was so much clutter in my life, I really didn't hear the answer. It's more like I guess I got a feeling that, family. The only other time I really talked to God when I was in the service was the first time I went to jump out of the airplane, because I was went going through airborne school. You know, when they dropped us from the 250-foot tower, that wasn't a problem. But the first time of when we were flying over Alabama, and we were getting ready to jump out of the plane, I see all the guys going out. As I'm shuffling to the door, I said, God, what am I doing up here? But when I went out the door, it was a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
You know. But so you know, it's only that time, and then you know, the re-enlistment's basically only two conversations I really have with God, or even you know really thought about Him. Well, I came home. It was Memorial Day weekend in '92, and I went to the Brunswick baseball field. My younger brothers played baseball.
Okay.
Well, they also played baseball with Craig Douglas, who is Beth's brother.
Right.
And I really didn't know Beth at the time, and I went to the game, wanted to see my brothers, and while I was there, I saw this girl come up, and just I watched her interact with her mother and my mom. So obviously my mom knew who she was, and there was just something about her that just the self-assuredness, you know, she had direction in her life. And you know, she looked nice, so you know, so I was like, huh. And I really didn't think much of it until she started walking away. And it's a bright, sunny day, but there was this glow about her as she walked away, and I was like, So I think that was one of the few times that I actually figured out that God was really speaking to me. So I started dating Beth, and then started coming here to Brook Hill. And you know, at first I was just coming here to and I found a lot of stability here. I found a lot of good things here at Brook Hill, and I started opening up. In this room, I had my first Lent study with Dave Parrish, and that's when I really started, my walk, my first couple of steps, and that's when I realized that when Chaplain Charles was with me, that was actually God. That was actually God there that day. So that was a pretty cool revelation. But I was coming to church, and I was starting to learn the stories, and I was starting to read the Bible. But there was something else still missing. I mean, I had a lovely wife, and I had a good job, starting to meet people here at church, get friends, but there was just something missing. And then they were having a discussion about bringing or needing teachers for Sunday school and youth group and stuff like that. And I was kind of, listening, and I remember Lance Barb going up there and talking about how, how it he enjoyed it, and the fulfillment that he got from it, and the heartfeltness and genuineness of that. And then the hymnal right after having some of those go up there and speak was "Here I Am, Lord."
Okay.
And that's what kind of did it for me. I started teaching in Sunday school. I went up with Emily as she went through Sunday school. And I really enjoyed that. It did a couple things for me. One, I got to meet more the people in the church. I got to, be with the kids. But I got to understand the Bible better. And what was weird was when I look back on my military service, that's where it kind of teaching started for me. And I didn't understand, because God gave me the ability to shoot. And I didn't understand how God could use that gift for shooting.
Yeah.
I'm like, how,
Yeah.
But in the military, when you shoot well, you train other people. And at first I was just training, guys individually. And then I actually got to, teach others.
Mm-hmm.
So God used my ability of shooting to get me into learning how to teach and stuff like that, which he was just kind of bringing me along.
Yeah. So do you think of one point at which there was this shift or change in your life to being a believer in Christ and a follower of Christ? Or, I know for all of us there is a process, right? And you've told us a little bit of what that process was from childhood until now. Was there a moment where you said, or maybe you just realized one day, okay, I'm not just a church goer, but I've made a commitment within myself to be a follower of Christ?
It was actually here in this room with Dave Parrish, like I said, when I realized that God had been with me the whole time. And I was like, he waited for me.
That's a pivotal event, and it's good that you can remember that as being the kind of the hinge point. Well, that's good. Thank you for sharing, Brian. I appreciate that. God bless you as you continue to serve the Lord in your family and in the police department and here at Brook Hill.
Thank you, Gary. I was glad to share.
Yeah.